Canelo Alvarez says that if Caleb Plant is out of shape and he is going to knock him out. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr., welcome back to the channel for y'all. We got some big boxing news, as yesterday everybody was covering this, so I'm going to cover this. We're going to start with the confrontation at the press conference with Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant. Well, actually, Canelo Alvarez started the whole shebang. You know, he pushed him. Caleb Plant took the push pretty well, you know, even though he did a little herky-jerky style, acting like Canelo pushed him hard. And so, as y'all see in these images, Canelo hitting Caleb Plant with a chop, and Caleb Plant hitting Canelo with a long ass slap, as y'all see here. I was not expecting this all the way, and as you see in this picture, once Canelo got slapped, hit him with that slap chop, he came back and hit him with a body shot. It looks like a body shot. Well, Canelo was trying to hit him in the face, and so as we see here in the pictures, man, Caleb Plant, man, he has a crazy reach, man. Look at that reach advantage, man. I mean, compared to Canelo arms and his arms, man, Caleb Plant has reach advantage. As you can see here, Caleb Plant does have a cut over the eye, which Canelo did not cause any damage. Well, he did cause the damage, but the glasses caused the damage for Caleb Plant eye to be like that. I don't think the eye's gonna be swollen that bad. It might take about 2-3 weeks, depending on how bad the cut is. That's a pretty gruesome cut, you know. So it might take 2 to 3 weeks, you know, as long as you take your vitamins, whatever, not put alcohol peroxide or triple antibiotics on it, it'll be perfectly fine. But anyway, I was surprised that Caleb Plant stand on the square about the drug cheating allegations, and we seen Eddie capping ass Reynoso didn't answer any of the questions that Caleb Plant asked about why did Oscar Valdez test positive and so on and so forth. And Eddie Reynoso said, you guys just hate on Mexicans. That's what Eddie Reynoso has said. You guys just hate on Mexicans and whatever or not. That has nothing to do with the question. Caleb Plant does not hate on Mexican. He just asked the question, why did Oscar Valdez test positive? And he exposed Canelo of being a drug cheat and all this other stuff. And Canelo Alvarez, he just didn't seem to take it right, you know. As you can see, if you look at Canelo Alvarez's face, you know, he wants to kill that dude really bad for what he said. I mean, it's just the truth. Canelo, you cheated. And I'm a fan of you, but you cheated. You messed up. And so you did was forgiven, but I feel like that you should have been banned for at least 2 years, and then you would have served your time. But 6 months, you know, it ain't reasonable, but, you know, he did his time. But Caleb Plant, you know, he got tired of the BS, you know, and, you know, he slapped him back in the face. Canelo hit him with a chop, a face chop and a body shot, you know, and yeah, Canelo, he's going to be looking to knock Caleb Plant out. Now, guys, this is a scenario where a fighter that acts like this, like Canelo's acting, you know, you got to keep your composure, because rage and full-blown rage doesn't make you win a match. Anger, yeah, it just gets you motivated, but that doesn't mean you're going to win the match if you're full-blown angry. As you see, Canelo was full-blown angry, and you can see that he was hesitant to speak when Caleb Plant was bringing up all the facts and saying you want payday and stuff, and Canelo just started saying some dumb stuff at the press conference and stuff like that, and, you know, he wasn't being himself, and we haven't seen Canelo act like this since Demetrius Andrade showed up, and Canelo was like, I'm going to F you up right now, mother effer, you know. And so, you know, we never seen Canelo like this before, and the question worries me about Canelo. Can Canelo keep his composure? And if Canelo is just seeking a knockout, like he said, that Caleb Plant is out of shape, we're gonna get to that, and he's just seeking the knockout, that's not gonna win the fight. You know, you have all the schools in the world to beat Caleb Plant. You do lack foot speed. I don't give a damn what anybody say, because those are fake Canelo fans say his footwork got better. I'm a real Canelo fan, and his footwork hasn't got better. Do I believe that Floyd Mayweather taught Canelo how to try to get better and motivate him to get better? Absolutely. But the point begged to differ is, we've seen that Canelo Alvarez has trouble with a style of fighter, and the only difference is Caleb Plant is a big version of Erislandy Lara. Well, I won't say Erislandy Lara. He's a big version of a slick style boxer, you know, and he has a 74-inch arm reach advantage. As you've seen, the slap landed, and everybody thought he missed. Where at first, when I looked at the press conference, Caleb Plant looked like he dived down and slapped him. You know, he didn't. He embraced the punch, so he didn't get hurt by Canelo's punches. But that's good that he can take Canelo's body shot punches. But everybody wants to beg to differ that Canelo struggled with this style. I do believe Canelo struggled with this style. And I would give Canelo all the props in the world if he beat this certain style fighter in Caleb Plant as a slick boxer like Caleb Plant. And with good lateral movement. But the question begs to differ, can Canelo Alvarez compete with that style? I think he can. But it's going to be a very, very tough night if Canelo can't cut off the ring, if Canelo can't catch Caleb Plant and do all the other good things that Canelo Alvarez does. Now, let's get on to the Caleb Plant situation. Caleb Plant, you know, he recently had a face-off with Canelo Alvarez in the stomach, poking out and stuff. You know, for example, I train, I work out, I stay fit, and my stomach pokes out because I'm not in the greatest shape of the world. I usually walk around or at 166, but I blew up to 185, and to me, Caleb Plant looks like he's 175 to 180 pounds in my opinion, because my stomach has that same reaction. You know, your abs start to fade, you put on more weight, and the question back differ is Canelo says he's gonna knock him out if he's out of shape, and he's better be ready. Well, anybody can lose that weight in a certain amount of time. It's proven that if you run 5 miles twice a day, you know, run in the morning and then run in the night or whatever, now you can do it 3 times a day. If you crazy about running, you can drop the weight off significantly fast. So I'm assuming Caleb Plant is not worried about the stomach bulge, because running does help the process, and shadow boxing also helps the process to lose weight much faster. And if you run twice a day for 50 minutes to an hour, which equals up to 10 miles a day, it depends on how fast you run those miles. If you run like a 720 or 730, yeah, you're gonna probably get through it with 40 to 45 minutes, and it's gonna be no problem. I ran 5 miles like it's nothing, you know, and you know, I drop a lot of weight from running, and I blew up in weight and stuff like that, and I got my weight back down once again. But I have to have that stomach bulge before that, you know, the abs show and stuff like that. So I'm not worrying about the stomach problem. I know Caleb Plant, you know, he still got to train, he still got to prepare for the fight. So he's going to make the weight, no problem. But it rings to question is your stomach shouldn't look like that, in my opinion, because Canelo Alvarez is in tip-top shape like always. He's stay focused, he's dedicated to the sport of boxing, and this beg to differ if Caleb Plant you know, have any past injuries or whatever or not, due to inactivity. Like I say, guys, inactivity can hurt you in the sport of boxing. Caleb Plant has been active since January 30th. And now you're going to be pushing to November for this fight. And guys, that is close to the end of the year. So you can basically say he almost been out a full-blown year out the ring. And this beg to differ is we know the same scenario with Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter. I'm going to use this scenario a little bit. Those guys damn near been out the ring for 2 years. And both of those guys' inactivity is going to play a big part. And so it makes it an even playing field. In this scenario, when you got Canelo Alvarez that stay in the gym, stay in shape, and always stay training, and you got Caleb Plant, you know, that stays in the gym, but you're inactive, you're not trying to get another fight in before you fight the big fight, it's going to play a difference in the playing field. I can present that Caleb Plant is going to present a lot of problems to Canelo Alvarez, but now at this point in the scenario, Caleb Plant is going to have to back it up, you know? He's going to have to prove that he can back up the trash that he talked about Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo is going to be seeking a knockout. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be seeking a knockout. Just like the same example, Billy Joe Saunders talked all that trash, and you see how the outcome came in. But Billy Joe Saunders, we all know he didn't try. He just wanted to lay down for a paycheck. But in this scenario, Caleb Plant, I truly believe he's going to back it up. But he's going to have to back it up to 120% when you fight Canelo Alvarez. You can't be lacking on training and your stomach poking out like that. You gotta be better on dieting. You gotta tell your nutrition, I need to get in shape fast. I gotta fight in another month and a half, whatever. So whatever you want to put it. And so, he can make the weight. I'm not worried about the stomach really, but you gotta look like you're in tip top shape. Now the question begs to differ. This is what everybody asked me: is King Jr. Can Caleb Plant remain that for 12 rounds? I think Caleb Plant does have a stamina issue, in my opinion, a little bit, but that's normal because you start to get tired. If you got a certain style that requires a lot of movement, a lot of getting in and out, speed and move, power and move, yeah, it's gonna take toll on your body the natural way. And so I think if Caleb Plant, just continue to run, continue to build your stamina, I think he can do it for a full-blown 12 rounds straight. Guys like a Floyd Mayweather and Erislandy Lara, Austin Trout, those was the guys, Gennady Golovkin, those was the guys that gave Canelo Alvarez problems. And they was be able to remain full-blown with stamina for 12 rounds straight. The question begs different. Can Caleb Plant do it for 12 rounds straight? And we seen in his last fight against Caleb Truax, and Caleb Plant started to fade in the 6th and 7th round, and the stamina started to die down. And in my opinion, that's natural. If you got a certain style that requires a lot of punches, requires a lot of slickness and stuff, you know what you have to do to build yourself up to that style. You have to build more stamina. And it's always good to cut a few pounds lower. You could come in like at 167.5, but in my opinion, it's better to cut an extra pound or two because it's going to allow you to have more stamina at the end. We seen in the Floyd Mayweather situation with Canelo when he fought, Floyd was like 150 pounds, and Canelo was 155 pounds. So he was a junior middleweight, and Floyd was a under junior middleweight, in my opinion. And Canelo Alvarez looked like he was getting gas in the fight, and Floyd Mayweather looked like he was not tired at all. And Floyd Mayweather said, I made it look easy. And Caleb Plant can make it look easy with the style because Caleb Plant, he's a dog. He's going to come fight you on the inside. He's going to try to box you on the outside. And a lot of people discredit Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant can rough house with you on the inside as well and fight with you on the outside, but it makes no sense to rough with Canelo Alvarez on the inside. I mean, you can go ahead and try to do like what Erislandy Lara do, get in and get out. But the point of the matter is, can Caleb Plant do it for 12 rounds? I think he can. The problem is with that is he's going to have to build his stamina like crazy. He's going to have to train extra hard. He's going to have to get up at 2 in the morning and train extra hard and work his ass off to build that stamina and stay like that for a full-blown 12 rounds because Erislandy Lara and Floyd Mayweather, they trained their ass off to try to beat Canelo. As we've seen, we can arguably say that Canelo lost to Erislandy Lara, in my opinion, but, due to his system movement and Canelo say he was running, Canelo got the win at the end of the day. Because Canelo Alvarez showed it that he had ring generalship. So more ring generalship. Even though Erislandy Lara was landing clean punches, Canelo Alvarez had more ring generalship. And Canelo Alvarez was actually pushing the fight and trying to catch Erislandy Lara, as we seen. And Floyd Mayweather, the reason why Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo is because Floyd Mayweather, he was getting in, he was pot shotting, he was roughhousing with Canelo on the inside, and Canelo and Caleb Plant and Canelo. I mean Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was also being slick. He can dodge punches in the pocket like Canelo because Floyd Mayweather has very good upper body movement as well. And Floyd Mayweather would fight you on the inside if he wanted to. He could get in and get out in the pocket because Floyd Mayweather been through all them wars, and so it begs different if Caleb Plant could do that. I think he can. This fight definitely going to change. As we seen, like I said before, we never seen Canelo act like this before. He hadn't act like this since Demetrius Andre. And the question back to Diller is, Caleb Plant really got in Canelo's head, and this is a moment for Caleb Plant to seize the moment to beat Canelo while he's acting, because Canelo is seeking a knockout. He's basically in his mind saying, F all that. I don't care about the skill. I don't care about nothing. I'm just going to do what I got to do. I'm going to knock you out, and it's not going to be pretty. So Canelo is seeking a knockout, and this is planned for Caleb Plant to outbox Canelo, utilize the jab, get inside, rough Canelo up, force him on the ropes, and do all this other stuff to beat Canelo. That's how you beat Canelo. Give him a lot of movement, jump in, jump out, similar to that Manny Pacquiao style, throw a flurry of punches, outbox Canelo, use the lateral movement, rough Canelo up, and that's how you beat Canelo and have tip-top shape defense with Caleb Plant. It does have tip-top shape defense, but Caleb Plant does have a lapse in the ring that he needs to stay focused against Canelo, because staying out of shape like he was in the pictures and stuff like that we've seen all over the internet, you know, you got to stay in tip-shot shape to beat Canelo Alvarez. And a lot of people were saying Caleb Plant could pull it off. As we've seen the Mexican fans, you know, Canelo's going to win. So this fight is basically a 50-50 fight in my opinion. I think Canelo's going to give Caleb Plant some problems, a little bit of problems, but I think Caleb Plant's going to make adjustments. Caleb Plant's going to give Canelo some problems. So it's a 50-50 fight. It's going to be an interesting fight, you know, as we've seen all the images and slaps and stuff like that. This is very interesting. And so these two, they ain't playing games anymore. As you've seen Canelo face, he's not playing the games no more. And in Canelo's quote, had a quote, he says, "You talking all this? No, I don't take it lightly." And so, you know, these two ain't playing games anymore. And I wish the fight was today. So that's all I got for y'all. It is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.